Shiesty is no longer signed in 1017, and Gucci Mane no longer has his wedding ring and no longer has his watch. But Gucci, you can holler at me. I can get it back for you, bruh. Other than that, man, it is what it is.
Leaked footage of Pooh Shiesty allegedly robbing Gucci Mane is taking over the internet right now. Behind the iced-out chains and million-dollar image, Gucci Mane was caught up in some heavy street politics that reportedly ended with his jewelry getting taken right off him by his own artist's crew, in broad daylight. And the truth behind how the ice cream man ended up in this position. Way more calculated and ruthless than anyone expected. We've got exclusive footage that's about to shake the internet and expose the entire play. Yo, what's good, fam? Today, we diving headfirst into some real street drama that's been rocking the hip-hop world. And trust me, y'all are not ready for this level of betrayal and strategic revenge. Now, before we get into this crazy story, let me keep it all the way real with y'all. Social media been buzzing about Gucci Mane getting robbed, but most folks think it's just rumors or clout chasing. But nah, we about to separate facts from fiction, real from fake, and break down exactly what went down last Tuesday night in Dallas, Texas. That night changed everything for Gucci Mane and the future of the 1017 empire. Gucci was reportedly in his private studio handling business, locked in on new music when his own artist Pooh Shiesty pulled up unannounced with a crew that came ready for whatever. Now hold on. Before y'all think this was some basic label dispute over contracts or publishing, understand this runs way deeper than money. This is about respect, loyalty, and street justice. And here's where it really gets spicy. We've got exclusive security footage showing exactly what happened, and I'm dropping it at the very end of this video. And before anybody questions my sources, remember, I've been breaking street news for years, and my track record speaks for itself. When I say something went down, it went down exactly how I'm about to tell it. So check this out. Tuesday night, around 11 p.m. in Dallas, Gucci Mane was in his studio cooking up new heat when Pooh Shiesty rolled in with 3 of his YNs from Memphis. And if you've been following the drama, you already know Pooh Shiesty been feeling a certain type of way about how Gucci handled the Big Scar funeral situation.
Scar passing away, like to this day I still ain't really got over that. It's my little cousin, to tell me welcome home, still messing with me up for real, so I ain't really got over it yet.
Now in the streets, loyalty is everything. When an artist passes, especially someone as young and gifted as Big Scar, the expectation is the label head steps up and handles it all. Funeral expenses, family support, no questions asked. That's just how it goes. But with Pooh Shiesty, the situation hit different, because he felt Gucci completely disrespected his fallen brother's legacy and left the family in a bad spot. Now here's where the receipts come in. According to Big Scar's family, Gucci only sent $10,000, money that went toward flowers, when they needed much more for a proper homegoing. We talking about a funeral that realistically should have been at least $50,000 to do it the right way. To them, that felt cold. Scar's family was heated, with his sister saying, "My brother was worth more than $10,000. Quit playing with me." She even claimed Gucci said he couldn't cover the funeral because his wife's birthday was coming up, and that only made the situation feel even more disrespectful.
Funeral paid for. That 10K went toward flowers. Flowers high. We still got a casket. He getting cremated. He getting put up in a museum. Bitches will not be able to walk on my brother's grave. He ain't getting put in no ground. He ain't getting buried with no chains. He not getting no chains back. Period. At the end of the day. Receipts that Annabelle uploaded. For the bill. And no receipts. Like I said, we only received 10,000. What the other 10 is, I don't know. But yeah. I'm at work with my feet up, making boxes.
Talking about some long live him, bro. You ain't do nothing, cuz, on God. And you ain't getting them chains, cuz. You can't get them chains. There's no way you can get them chains. The minute that them folk called your phone to see if you was gonna pay for the funeral, you blocked them. That's not real, cuz. On God, that's not real. I thought Gucci was rich too. Ha, food all over.
But let me add some deeper context on why this situation hit Pooh Shiesty the way it did. Big Scar wasn't just another artist on the roster. That was Shiesty's day one from Memphis. They came up together in the trenches. So when Scar passed, Pooh Shiesty didn't just lose a label mate, he lost a brother. And once Gucci didn't handle the funeral the way he felt it should have been handled, it stopped being business. It got personal. Now here's where the story goes beyond funeral drama. Pooh Shiesty had been sitting with this for months, letting it marinate. When he walked into that Dallas studio, he wasn't there to make music or talk contracts. He was there to send a message, and allegedly line up the biggest finesse of 2024. Real talk. When Pooh Shiesty stepped to Gucci Mane in that studio, the energy was off immediately. This wasn't no friendly artist meeting or creative session. Shiesty looked Gucci dead in his face and basically said he was done with the label. Straight up. And he made it clear why. The conversation got heated fast. Gucci was reportedly trying to smooth things over, talking unity, keeping the team together, working through issues. But Shiesty wasn't trying to hear none of that. He was locked in on the Big Scar situation and how it hit him personally. He allegedly told Gucci, "You left my brother's family hanging when they needed you. You got millions, but couldn't properly bury my homie. That's not the type of boss I can stand behind." Gucci tried to explain himself, but at that point, Shiesty was done listening. After about 25 minutes of back and forth, voices rising and tension building, Pooh Shiesty shut it down. He told Gucci, "I'm out. And this the last conversation we ever having." He grabbed his stuff and headed for the door. But here's what nobody inside the studio saw coming. Outside, Pooh Shiesty's YNs, his people from the Choa gang, were already posted up in 2 separate cars. And that's when the whole play becomes clear. While Shiesty was inside keeping Gucci occupied, his crew was outside getting in position. Timing was everything. They knew exactly when he'd leave, and exactly what they were about to do once he cleared the building. Now, for those who don't understand how these street moves work, let me break it down. Pooh Shiesty's crew, known as the Choa gang, been active in Memphis for years. These ain't clout-chasing hangarounds. These are certified crash dummies who will run any play for their guy, no questions asked. In Memphis, their reputation already stamped, taking chains, robbing ops, and making statements since Shiesty first started touching real money. You mess with one, you mess with all. And they don't play about loyalty or disrespect. Here's the real kicker. The moment Pooh Shiesty left that studio and got in his car, his YNs moved like a military operation. They allegedly ran up on Gucci Mane with heat drawn. No talking. No negotiating. They came for the jewelry, and they got it. First thing taken was Gucci's wedding ring, the one Kishia Kaur gave him, a symbol of their marriage. That ring alone reportedly worth over $200,000. Then they snatched his high-end Patek Philippe watch right off his wrist. Another $300,000 easy. $500,000 in jewelry gone in under 30 seconds. And here's what really shook the industry. This wasn't random. This wasn't opportunity. This was planned, calculated, and executed clean. Pooh Shiesty allegedly knew exactly what was about to happen when he walked out that studio. The confrontation wasn't just emotional, it was a distraction. And in the streets, moves like this send a message bigger than money. It ain't about the ice. It's about disrespect, payback, and reminding people that certain situations don't get forgotten. Pooh Shiesty was making it clear the Big Scar situation wasn't dead, and street justice was coming.
How SIT to be exact, you know, this the faster key. They come with black keys, but when you got these keys, make the car fast. You unlock all the engine power. But you know, this my first track out. Been one bad. I got this on Gucci Mane's birthday. Like he gifted me this at his birthday dinner. The dinner was almost over. We leaving out. I'm thinking I'm finna go get back in my hair.
After the robbery went down, Gucci Mane had no choice but to immediately cut ties with Pooh Shiesty and drop him from 1017 Records. The relationship was over, done for good, but the damage had already been done. Gucci was now moving around without his wedding ring and without his most expensive watch, and the entire industry was buzzing about how he got caught slipping. This situation also exposed some major security gaps in Gucci's operation. How does your own artist's crew get that close to you? Where was the security? Who dropped the ball? Those are the same questions label bosses everywhere are asking themselves right now. That's when YouTuber Seti Nash caught wind of the situation and decided to break it all down on his channel. Nash has been covering street news and hip-hop drama for years, with sources from Atlanta to Memphis. And once he dropped that video explaining the robbery, the internet went crazy.
Pooh Shiesty is no longer signed in 1017, and Gucci Mane no longer has his wedding ring and no longer has his watch. But Gucci, you can holler at me. I can get it back for you, bruh. Other than that, man, it is what it is. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Believe me, don't believe me, but y'all know when I break down street shit like this, I'm never wrong.
Nash revealed details nobody else was touching. How Pushisti allegedly orchestrated the situation, how the crew moved with military-level precision, and how Gucci got caught completely off guard. But here's the key part. Nash was careful not to directly accuse Pushisti of planning the robbery. Why? Because Shisti is still on probation, and any direct claims could potentially turn into conspiracy charges. Nash played it smart.
Pushisti still ain't forgave Gucci Mane on the way in which he handled the whole entire situation. See, what a lot of people don't know is that some things are unforgivable to some people. Pushisti, Scar's death is one that he could not forgive. So Pushisti has not been rocking with Gucci Mane at all since he got out. And as of today, Gucci Mane, Pushisti went their separate ways. But the details on how that happened, whew.
Some fans in the comments were convinced Pushisti was directly involved in planning the whole thing, but Nash kept it diplomatic and strategic. He understands the rules. You don't put someone's freedom on the line just for YouTube views, no matter how crazy the story is. But make no mistake, the streets already knew what time it was, and everybody started choosing sides. For those unfamiliar with Memphis street politics, Pushisti's Choa gang has a reputation that goes back years. They've been robbing ops, snatching chains, and making statements long before Shisti ever blew up. This wasn't their first time being linked to high-profile situations, and it likely won't be the last. Other artists began weighing in online. Some said Gucci brought this on himself because of how the Big Scar situation was handled. Others said robbing your former boss crosses a line that should never be crossed. The culture was split right down the middle. But this story is bigger than a robbery or street beef. This is about loyalty, respect, and how you treat people when they're at their lowest. Gucci Mane learned the hard way that when you don't show proper care for your artists and their families during tragic moments, there can be serious consequences. It also exposed the darker side of label politics, how artists can feel used when real life hits. When Big Scar passed, his family expected Gucci to step up as more than a business partner. They expected family. And when that didn't happen, it created a rift that could never be fixed.
10K ain't did shit but buy obituaries and flowers, boo. This shit ain't here with no obituaries and flowers, boo. 10K ain't shit. My brother was way more worth, baby, my brother worth more than 10K. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. Yeah, Gucci son 10,000 and it was somebody else on another 10. So it was 20,000 in all.
At the end of the day, this Gucci Mane situation isn't just about missing jewelry or internet embarrassment. It's about power dynamics in hip-hop and what happens when loyalty collapses between people who came from the same struggle. When you're dealing with street dudes who feel like they've got nothing to lose and everything to prove, respect is non-negotiable, so the real question is, what's next for Gucci Mane? He's gonna have to rebuild his street reputation and seriously upgrade his security. Moving how he used to, that's over. This situation showed that even million-dollar rappers can get touched when they don't move right. As for Pushisti, he's now a free agent with a reputation for standing on loyalty at all costs. Labels may hesitate, but in the streets, his stock just skyrocketed. He showed he's willing to walk away from millions to stand on principle and honor a fallen brother. And that kind of loyalty, that's respected in the hood, even if it costs you everything. Now I know you've been waiting on the exclusive footage I promised. The security cameras from that Dallas studio caught everything, the confrontation, Shisti leaving, and his crew making their calculated move. This footage is about to go viral and confirm everything we just broke down. But before I show it, understand this is serious street business with real-world consequences. What you're about to see proves how calculated this whole situation really was. Pushisti was playing chess while Gucci was playing checkers, and the footage tells the story. You can see the YNs waiting in their cars. You can see them move in. You can see Gucci's reaction when it all clicks. This is the type of footage that breaks the internet. So what do you think? Was this justified payback for disrespecting a fallen homie? Or did it cross a line that should never be crossed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more exclusive street news, behind-the-scenes industry drama, and footage nobody else has, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because trust me, This Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty situation, it's only the beginning.